One of the reasons most people don't get the full benefit and advantage of using notebooks inside of Google Gemini is because they don't know how to use them the right way. Most people think that if they're not getting the responses that they want to get inside of NotebookLM or even inside of their Google Notebook, that they need a better prompt, and that is not the case. And so what we have to learn to focus on is before we even start creating a notebook, we need to have a system, a methodology, a tool, some type of approach to how we collect our data. You've heard about prompt engineering, you've heard about context engineering to improve results, but even more important than both of them, something that precedes both of them is source engineering. How do you verify what sources get in and what sources do you keep out? What sources help what you're doing and what sources are going to hurt what you're doing? And you have to think about this in a way that allows you to approach it so that before you enter a prompt, before you upload a document, you've already set yourself up for success. So if you're having a conversation inside of a Google Notebook and you feel that the responses are overly generic or that they're missing the mark, then instead of blaming the model or in blaming the technology or the infrastructure, I want to challenge you to look at the sources you've actually included. And that's probably the number one problem that people make. The first thing they do is they gather a bunch of random links. And that is exactly what NotebookLM is going to do. As much as I love NotebookLM, when I tested NotebookLM's deep research and Google Gemini's deep research against the other deep researchers in the market, they came in last place because all they do is a glorified Google research and they bring in all of the information from the internet. And because the internet is mostly mediocre or less than mediocre content, it's going to dilute your research results and bring the quality of your research down. So we gather a bunch of random links from the internet, then we dump everything into the notebook. So there's like 400 to 500 different articles or more than that. And then we ask for a summary. Summarize this. And so now NotebookLM, which is operating off of Gemini 3.1 Flash, is trying to create a summary across 500 different sources or across 100 different sources. And then when the notebook gives us a generic summary, we blame the notebook. We feel frustrated. When in reality, we set ourselves up for failure instead of setting ourselves up for success. When you gather that much random content and you bring it together into a single place, you're going to have a lot of noise and very little signal. And then you're going to have conflicting claims, so you're not going to have stable results. And because you have no vetting, no validation process, you can have no trust in the notebook. You're just hoping that Google or NotebookLM is uploading the right material. So in order to deal with this source engineering problem, I created my own plugin titled the Librarian, which was formerly my research assistant wizard that I created to configure my notebooks inside NotebookLM. But then when I migrated over to Claude, I upgraded it to a skill and then to a plugin. And essentially what it does at the very seed of it, the basis of it, is we're doing a lot of desk research when we're using AI. And in order to do proper desk research, you need to use desk research methodologies. And I tracked down the top 10 desk research methodologies and I built them into this system that basically invokes them when necessary when dealing with certain questions, so that the information you're gathering is handled in a way that's appropriate to how people actually do research in the real world. So you're not just doing a glorified Google search and then saying, summarize this. I'll put a link to the video right here. And I'll tell you right now, I tested NotebookLM, Google Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, and my Librarian, and my Librarian outperformed all of them. But even after outperforming all of them, I was able to spot a few weaknesses and gaps that I had. And I'm currently in the process right now, while I'm recording this video, inside of Claude Code of upgrading the Librarian to my research agent Max. If you already have my content engine kit and you have the Librarian as a bonus, be on the lookout for this update where you get access to the research agent Max. And if you don't have my content engine kit, I'll put a link in the description. description. It shows you how to get started with putting together a content strategy so that you can attract clients to your business. So what I've done is I've created a notebook based on this question: what kind of content actually drives buyers, not just views? And then I imported all of the 42 sources that NotebookLM gave us, along with a report for a total of 43 sources. I then asked NotebookLM to give me a list of the links for these sources, and I handed those sources off to Claude to evaluate using the Librarian plugin. And here you can see that the Librarian has its own intake and classification process. It has a methodology selection for looking at the data, and it even has a source quality tiering that it used across all 42 URLs. And the verdict was what I was expecting it to be. There were 3 sources that have high confidence for having very good information. 50% of the corpus is low confidence. Then the citation echo risk was high. And this is the whole idea summed up in a nutshell, because there are a few people doing the hard work of deep research. And then when they publish their work, the blogs come along and they cite those sources. And everyone cites those sources. So the information that you're getting from the blogs is not new. It's just them saying, I read this over here. Then we have 2 framework clusters that should bypass the blogs entirely. And that is a book written by Eugene Schwartz, Breakthrough Advertising, The 5 Stages of Awareness, and Psychological Triggers, Robert Cialdini's book, Influence. And the overall trust level of this corpus of information that's inside of NotebookLM right now is moderate to low, based on the authority, accuracy, coverage, objectivity, the date, and the significance of the sources. And if we open the source audit, we can see that there is a full and detailed breakdown of the sources, explaining why each of those individual sources got the source tiering that they received. For instance, this IMD Business School from Lausanne, top tier business school, faculty author, highest institutional authority in this list. First-party benchmark data from the dominant webinar platform, methodology usually disclosed, the primary source for webinar stats, most others cite. And it goes on and on explaining this. And there are all other types of critical findings and recommended next steps inside of this document. But the next thing that we want to do is run the Librarian with our question. So now I'm going to start a new task in Claude Cowork, and I'm going to say, use the Librarian to answer what kind of content actually drives buyers, not just views. Then we're going to take that research, gather the links, then we'll audit these sources and compare them to the sources that we got from NotebookLM. Now we have our content that drives buyers research brief. And at the very end of it, you can see that there is a list of sources. So I'm going to paste this prompt right here while I go and copy this. And I'm going to come back to the same conversation and run the same prompt against these sources. But what I'm also going to do is copy these sources, and I'm going to create a new notebook. And this time I'm going to add links, paste them, click insert. Before we go to Gemini, I want to show you the results of this second audit. So this is the first audit that we did. And you remember that there were only 3 high, 18 medium, 21 low of all the sources. Then we ran the same prompt with the second batch of links and content. And this is the result. 19 high confidence, 28 medium, and 2 low, because when I created my Librarian Research Assistant, the one thing that I focused on was the quality of the content. I looked at why these research agents were bringing back such low quality content, and I figured out that all of the platforms, Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, NotebookLM, what they were all doing were glorified searches that simply gathered a bunch of data, dumped it into a bucket, and then tried to write a report from it. They weren't really putting a lot of effort into the deep research tools. And so I did. And like I told you before, I'm in the process of rebuilding it right now, a max version that is so much better. But now let's come to Gemini and let's see if this actually holds weight when we start using them. This is the notebook with the sources that were gathered from NotebookLM. And if we click this notebook, we can see that it opens up right here. There is no Claude, Librarian, etc. leading the conversation of the title. The first message we want to send is very simple. What separates content that gets views from content that gets buyers? And for all of the queries, we're going to be using Gemini 3.1 Pro. Gemini responded that you need to escape the vanity trap. the anatomy of true buyer driving content. It tackles real objections, provides evidence, uses specific narratives, embraces honest comparisons, and then the structural secret, erasing the silos. Content that converts cannot be created by a marketing team working in isolation. It requires a unified approach across the entire go-to-market organization. And then basically it's just saying that everybody needs to work together to get the job done. So now we're going to follow up with a slightly more complex query. What are the clearest differences between content that gets attention and content that drives purchases? And what should a business owner change first based on that? Gemini gives us a pretty decent breakdown: attention driven versus purchase driven content. And we get a table around core metric, targeting, messaging, psychology. And then it tells us the first thing, or the first change you should make, is how you source your content ideas. How relevant or how timely is that? Because source engineering is what we're talking about right now if you want to use Google Notebooks better than 99% of people. So it follows up and says, ask sales, ask the product team, ask CS, that's customer support, I think. Who on your sales customer success team can you meet with this week to uncover the exact reasons your most recent deals stalled? But when we come to the Claude Librarian sources and we look at this, the response is very different. Number one, target high intent queries over broad information. Number two, build trust with proof and demonstration. And it dives deep into that one particular category. Hyper personalization. Generic content might get clicks, but buyers respond to content that speaks directly to their specific needs, and it dives deep into it. And then number four, grounding content in reality, not assumptions. Content that converts actually answers the nuanced questions buyers are asking behind closed doors. And so it's very similar to the previous response, but this is much deeper and much more practical. Now let's follow it up with our semi-complex query with Gemini 3.1 Pro to see what type of response we get compared to the response that we got with the previous sources. The clearest differences separating the two: broad information versus high intent queries. Generic messaging versus hyper personalization. This is very similar to what we got on the table before. With this query, we're getting deeper insights with links back to the messaging document. Number three, telling versus demonstrating. And four, assumptions versus reality. It's already hit the nail on the head in the first message, and it's reiterating a lot of it here, but it's going deeper. And the final part, what should a business owner change? Based on the data, the very first step to shift your strategy from mere views to actual purchases is to prioritize content ideas that help people make a final decision. So we see in the first version, it was talking about sourcing. And then in this version, we're focused more on prioritizing content ideas that help people make a final decision. So now it's not just about the sourcing of the ideas, but it's about the outcome of the idea. And so in my opinion, you can see that there is a definite difference in the responses that you're getting based on the quality of the sources that you upload to the notebook. And so if you're looking to use notebooks better than 99% of people, you need to focus on the source of your material. And if you want a tool that's going to help you focus on the source of your material better than anything else, then you need to create your own approach to source engineering, or you need to grab my Librarian tool and get my upgraded research assistant, Max, when it comes out in a day or two. But if you got value out of this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know how your conversations are going inside of Google Notebook, and if this approach to verifying or validating the sources that you allow to be uploaded to NotebookLM helps you out in the future. As always, take care, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.